So that is a poster presentation about my consumption behavior. It includes 5 parts. In part 1, I will define my market segmentation and the key influences on my consumption behavior. Then I will use a range of theories to reflect on some of my purchases. I will also explain to what extent I am an ethical consumer, and then finally, I will propose recommendations for the marketing manager of the fashion industry. Firstly, let me talk about my market segmentation. For the demographic segmentation, I was born in Vietnam, an Asian country, so I belong to the Eastern culture and be influenced the most by it. I am 25 years old and I belong to the Generation Y. For the psychographic segmentation, I have done a survey on vows, and the result suggested that I am an innovator with the secondary type of an experiencer. I think that this segment quite suits me. As a curious person, I want to get more information and try something new every day. I love to have a plan in mind before doing anything. So in general, I often care about the future. With experiences working in the public relations industry as a reporter, I have a skeptical view towards advertising and tend to find other sources of information before I decide to buy anything. Additionally, I keep close relationship with my friends, and they have strong influences on my consumption behavior. Now I will talk about the key influences that have most impact on my consumption behavior. I have made a reflective diary of my clothing consumption behavior, and I can say from this diary that I am controlled the most by Eastern culture and the acculturation from moving to the UK to pursue my higher education. Firstly, there are 2 dimensions that I inherit from the Eastern culture: the concern about faith, which is the consideration of self-esteem and social respect. And I also tend to rely on my peers when I choose clothes, and often try to wear clothes in order to catch up with them. So I think I am also strongly influenced by reference groups. Secondly, I have been noticing several changes in my consumption behaviors since I have moved to the UK to study. This is because I am trying to adapt to a contemporary change of living place and environment for the next 2 years. The changes will be interpreted in detail using the liquid relationship to possession theory. My reflective consumption theory also show that recently I often make the decision to buy clothes and footwear without a plan. And this makes me believe that although my purchasing behavior is built on Eastern culture behavior and the contemporary relocation, overall, I am a impulsive customer. There are other factors that control my buying habit, and they will be briefly mentioned in the following part. However, I reckon that those 3 concepts are the 3 foundation blocks of my consumption identity. Now I will apply a range of theories on some of my purchases and try to link it on my identity. Firstly, my clothing consumption is influenced by 3 dimensions of Eastern culture, which are collectivism and uncertainty avoidance. I have to face concerns, so I buy clothes that fit for my social status as a young skilled worker. That's why I prefer brands such as N0709039 and Made in Vietnam when I was in Vietnam, because of their elegant and young designs. Another reason I chose the brands was that the price was quite cheap with a decent quality. But this seemed to be contradict to the opinion that face consciousness can lead to the preference of luxury products. Because collectivist culture put we over I at the idea of Lee et al. 2010, reference groups have often have strong influences on individuals' decision-making process. Generally, I am controlled the most by my friends. My next jacket will be an example of that. I went into the shop with my flatmates and I saw a jacket that came with two colors. I personally prefer the navy blue one, but I finally chose the green one because my flatmates said that it would be more suitable for me. However, I only be influenced by a reference group if there is a leader, someone who I think that have better knowledge than me. That means that I am not totally affected by group pressure. I have never been influenced by celebrities. I have never used any product endorsed by my idol, David Beckham, because I feel that I must look like him in order to look good in the products. This was just my psychographic segmentation as an innovator. I am high in uncertainty avoidance. I tend to stick with 2 or 3 brands that's suitable for me. I avoid trying clothes from unpopular brands, even if they offer a better price. Sometimes my friends advise me to buy shoes from unpopular brands, but that time my fear and uncertainty and unsafety won, and I refused to listen to them. Secondly, I've applied the theory of linguistic relationship to possession to explain the changes of my consumption behavior. Research shows that when people are in the condition of temporary relocation, they will try to adapt to the culture and condition of the new place. It means they will develop new consumption habit. One of the new habits that it doesn't mean byproduct that have the situation value. For example, I bought a new super dry Winchester because it will help me to survive the winter of England, although it would be useless back in Vietnam, a tropical country. Next, I will talk about the impulsive behavior. My impulsive behavior mostly fall into the acceleration style, which means I often buy product to stock up for my future needs. Recently, I went to the H&M store because my friend wanted to buy some clothes. I didn't have any intention to buy anything at that time. However, I finally buy some short-sleeve t-shirts because I thought that I will need them in the next summer. I think that I am fairly an ethical consumer. My ethical consumption behavior is affected by the personal values that I feel most important to me, such as universalism, self-religion, and so on. By choosing to shop ethically, I reconfirm my identities and my values. For example, I will not buy products that is made by killing wild animals for leather or feather. To me, killing animals for fashion making is brutal act. So I also care about the environment and want to help people in need. So I often donate my own clothes and shoes to charity. In Vietnam, it's easy to find fake branded clothes. I used to love to buy them because I can save a lot of money. However, moving to the UK changes my awareness of respecting the authentic brands, and I try to buy the real product instead of finding the mimic of fake brand. Finally, I have two recommendations to the marketing manager of the clothing brands. Firstly, I am mostly an impulsive consumer, so they should focus on product-related factors that can be stimulating for me to buy them. The factor would be large distribution, big discounts, and mass advertising. Secondly, I am more impulsive online than offline, so in increasing exposure on the product online, such as mass emailing or mass banner advertising online should be a good way to attract customers like me. And this is the end of my presentation.